Well, we are out on Area X today, trying to get some scouting in, and I'm trying to find a spot where I can get my kayak in, and this is proving to be difficult. And I'm gonna have a really rough time getting this kayak down here, which is good and bad. The good news is, if I'm willing to put in the work to get the kayak down here, I'm hoping nobody else is. And then I've got access to a lot of things that other people are gonna struggle getting to. Well, we made it to the creek. It was not without difficulty. I would say the level of difficulty of access right there is high, almost extreme. Once I had a rollover with the kayak on the cart. Once I got all that loaded back up and found a way, it's about a 20-minute job to get the kayak from where I load it to the creek to be in the water. So it's going to be difficult. I'm hoping this scout pays off. All right. We made it to the first spot. Again, we've had another misadventure. I've learned my lesson that even when going out with a kayak, I still need to bring some tools with me, as I believe my prop nut on the trolling motor is loose. Fortunately, the first spot I wanted to come look at, I could just paddle to, so I probably will do more on foot today and less in the kayak. But I'm working my way to the back edge of this property to try to see. Looks like there may be some type of road or something back here, like a access road or access trail, maybe along a fence line or something. The things I don't have going for me is this property flooded last year in between the last two seasons, so trying to find, old scrapes, old food sources with maybe crushed shells or something on the ground. This was all underwater at some point in the past 6 months, so it's probably all covered up. Well, made it to the property line. There is a road. Problem is, it's on the other side of the fence. Not a lot I can do about that. Nothing's easy out here, but I guess that's why I like it. Almost fell down right there. It's like the further back I get here, I'm getting into the thick stuff I like, but one thing is for sure. Here's some right here. There are some. That's a thorn. That's not a branch. That's a thorn. There are some serious thorns in these bushes out here. These are not your everyday little briar patch bushes. These are bad. These, I can only assume, are the types of thorns they used when they crucified Jesus. I've stepped on one of these thorns before, and it came through my boot, stabbed me in the foot. It was excruciating. And from a man who kind of likes pain, I do not want to step on another thorn. It just goes to show you how much God loved us, and that the pain that Jesus was willing to endure because he loved us. That's what I love about being out in nature. It just gives me time to think and reflect. A little box turtle. First sign of a food source. Having a hard time locating it. This is what I found. I found some shells of some type of nut. There's a handful of them over here. pretty fresh. I'm just trying to figure out what tree they're falling from. There's a trail coming through here. Well, we're back at the boat. Found a couple spots on the way back that didn't look bad, but definitely gotta get some more scouting in. All right, the work begins when we get back, and I got a paddle back too. Luckily, I didn't go far. This is where I love the Unlimited. This handle they put on the back of it is great when you're having to drag this thing uphill. So we're almost there. Almost there. Wow. 40 feet to go. I gotta figure out which way's the flattest way. Oh, we're almost there. Whew. Cart wanted to tip. I got it. We're almost here now. All right, we are back out. Scouting trip number 2. We are back out on Property X. Except this time we are doing walk-in access. I'd planned 2 scouting trips on this property pre-season. One with a kayak, which we did last time, proved to be difficult, and then one today, walk-in. I've got some history on this property. I hunted here 2 years ago, and this was the side that I hunted and used to access. So we're gonna go check some stuff today, see what we can find, and I also want to look at some new areas of this property too. So we're gonna see what we can do. Just had my first deer sightings of the day. I bumped up about 3 or 4 does. Right when I got to an area with obvious deer bedding, I heard them running off. I am in some thick stuff right now. Trying to pop my way out on the other side, but hopefully this doesn't get much thicker than it is. Hopefully there's a good trail to get through here, because I would really rather not have to backtrack and walk everywhere I've already been. It's like these big fields of some type of water weed. I've dealt with it before in other places, but in the summertime it's just super thick. But I bet they're using it for bedding, so as it hides them pretty well. But we're got a big field to cross up here. Looks like all of it is this stuff. Maybe there'll be a trail that goes through it. Well, I'm glad I came this way. Right in the middle of this field, there's a change in vegetation. I have not seen hardly any beds in all of this waterweed stuff. But then as soon as it changes to this dried up grass, it looks like somewhere maybe a little more comfortable for them to bed. And not only that, we got some rubs over here. So this is my first buck sign. I got a rub right here, and I got a good rub right there, and that one looks fresh. This is promising. That's fresher than the other one. Good rub right there. Now it's kind of low, but still. That means there's a buck probably using this right here for bedding. Right over here to this wood line and see if I see any more rubs or anything like that. Alright, hopefully we're getting close to the end of this thick stuff and I can get back on my plan. Come on, almost there. Thank you. Alright. This stuff's sticking here. Gotta hydrate. Take a trash weedy. Let's keep our public land clean. Alright, back to the trail. I found a friend. He doesn't like me. Must be some ponds on each side of this road I'm on. One of the things I'm focusing on this year is finding sign. Not just a good tree. That would be a good tree to hunt out of. Because otherwise, I can find a good tree to go hang out in my neighborhood. That don't mean I'm gonna shoot any deer out of it. Alright. This is where I hunted 2 years ago. Not a lot has changed. Tree's still ready. But I want to expand. I don't want to redo what I did 2 years ago. 2 years ago I didn't harvest a buck. So I need to move. I need to expand off of this. And I need to figure out where around here these bucks are moving in the daytime. Alright. I ended up going back to where I saw that first set of does this morning. Set up the camera, prep the tree, as I just never really found anywhere that had to hang a camera here. The only really good sign I found was that buck sign, and that spot was pretty much unhuntable. Now I'm trying to work my way back to the truck, and then we'll be done for the day. So, got one camera out, got 2 or 3 huntable trees marked, one tree prepped. Wouldn't call it a super great scouting trip, but they can't always be good.